Hi Jen.
How are you?
Good, thanks. How are you?
Really good.
Great.
So Tim, how did you get involved with the pantry?
I was running I still do run a free clothes market down at Canberra Court, down at the flats there, in partnership with RecLink Australia. And we supply clothing and essentials to the residents down there. And I was looking for sources of clothing and found Margaret at the Ngunnawal Pantry, and then found out that she was they're just a small community group who needed funding, and This Is My Brave is actually a registered charity, so we could apply for funding on her behalf. So they became part of This Is My Brave as well.
It's incredible. And what does the pantry do and provide?
Everything. So we're going to the clothes pantry, but they do clothes and kitchen and bits and pieces, electrical as well. We've got someone who does test and tagging. So the electrical items are all safe for people to take. They've actually got fridges there, so they do food there.
Margaret, 2 years you've been doing this. You've got a great big beaming smile over it after 2 years. Many people burn out. What is the purpose for you?
The purpose for me is helping people who either don't want to access the system, aren't comfortable accessing the system, aren't qualified or to access the system. They can come to our pantries. There's no questions asked, no forms to fill in. They don't have to justify why they're there or why they are taking what they take. It can be anonymous. They don't have to talk to us. They don't have to tell us their names. So it's just a very friendly, non-threatening, non-judgmental way for them to get help. Because, as I said, for various reasons, people don't want to be identified. There's still a lot of stigma around need as well. And again, this is a way they can get help. Nobody's judging them. They can come, particularly the food pantry is available 24/7. And so people can come after dark, quietly take what they need and off they go.
Yeah.
So there's, no judgment, no stigma, no forms. It's very simple. Another reason that I do this beyond providing a service for people is there is so much waste. People in clothing, in household goods. So it's really good for some people to have somewhere where things can be reused, recycled. We operate very much where we can on the 4 Rs: recycle, repurpose, reuse, and reallocate. And I guess the third reason that I do this is because it's really important for me to give back to the community. My basic philosophy on life is if I can make one person's walk easier, then my life's been well lived. And so the pantries are my way of walking the walk, not just talking the talk.
You're amazing, Margaret. It's lovely to have spoken to you today.
Thank you.
Cecilia, I understand this is your 2-year anniversary of the pantry here.
Yes, it is.
What started this in the first place for you?
We just seen a need for help for people in the community, and there wasn't any help out there.
And I know one of the biggest things for you is pets.
Yes.
And for a great many people who are living week to week, etc., the pet is comfort for mental health, something to come home to, something to keep them going from day to day. So the keeping pets going is something that you're particularly passionate about.
Yes, we do. We supply cat and dog food all free of charge for people that are having a tough spot at the moment, and they're quite happy to come and get what they need from the pantry.
And Cecilia, your purpose, what inspired you to do this in the first place?
I think I've just been brought up with good morals and just to help people out when they're in a tough patch, and especially the homeless as well. Not to just walk past them, but to actually acknowledge them.
Yep. So you've got is it the food pantry here?
Yeah, we've got the food pantry, the men's pantry and the pet pantry.
And for you, when can people come and see you? How can they come and...
24/7. our pantry's open 24/7, so they can come any day or night, any time during the day or night. Yeah, it's open. We don't lock ours. So just the honesty policy, just take what you need and give when you can.
For a lot of people, they're getting by and they're okay, but then one spanner hits the fan, as it were. You have, the one big vet bill or the car malfunctions, and it's catering to those people who maybe aren't homeless all the time, but have that one thing that really just throws them.
Yes, we call them the in-betweeners. So they're living paycheck to paycheck, but they are quite welcome to come and use the pantry whenever they need it as well.
And no questions asked.
No questions asked, all anonymous.
Thank you so much for your time, Cecilia.
No worries.
How did This Is My Brave start?
I had my own mental health issues, and through a series of personal events in my life, I had a collapse at work, and it was a physical collapse, and I was taken off to hospital with drama in the back of an ambulance. First time I've ever been in an ambulance, and they checked me over and couldn't find anything wrong with me. I collapsed again on a flight to Sydney on my way to a holiday in Cairns. So again, taken off the tarmac at Sydney Airport by ambulance, couldn't find anything wrong with me. Finally diagnosed as extreme anxiety that my head just said to me, Tim, you can't keep doing this. You just need to stop. So, I was the general manager of a large company in Canberra and been working there for 16 years. When I got back to work, they had their paper there to say, you no longer have a job. And after my recovery from that, my understanding was these people just did not understand about mental health. And they saw it as a liability for their business, and the quicker they got me out of that business, the better. But like I said, I put that down to stigma, not people just not understanding about mental health. And if I had have had a broken leg, or if I had have had cancer, they probably would have rallied around me and supported me, but because I had a mental health issue, didn't know how to handle it, so it was better that I was out. So I had to regroup from that. And I wanted, my background is in events, so I wanted to figure out how I could put something together to do with events and reducing stigma around mental health. And so I, as we all do, Googled away to find out anything that was happening about that.
Yep.
And I found an organisation in the US called This Is My Brave.
Yep.
Who did exactly that. So I rang them up and I said, I want to start This Is My Brave in Australia, and they said, sure, go ahead. So
Everyone we've met today, you've got personal lives, you've got families, pets, you've got jobs, and you're doing all of this as well. It's a massive commitment on top of everything else.
look, everybody you've spoken to today just wants to give back to the community and sees the struggles in the community, may have even experienced struggles of their own, but just want to give back because they figure that there's more purpose in life than taking.
Yep.
There's more purpose in giving. So.
Tim, it's been a really fun adventure today, meeting all these incredible people in this area of Gungal and doing these remarkable things.
No, thanks, Jen. Thanks for coming along and coming on the visit with me and seeing everybody.
Be part of the ride.
Yes, exactly.